Good morning, everybody. We got Jason first in the chat, Geo second in the chat, Jason, Alien, Old Rounder, Jason, Joseph, Chris, all of you guys. So glad to have you in here. Let's check the market as it was heading so far today. We have got AMC in the top left-hand side of the screen sitting down 3.73%. GameStop actually up 0.40% of the day today. Shiba Inu Coin floating right there at 1,300 points per coin, sitting at 1305, but it's still down 3.19% from midnight last night. Bitcoin sitting down 1.39%. Was all the way up to 95,300, dropped to 92,900, made its way back up to 94.4, and right now it's sitting at 93,762. The Nasdaq showing some volatility as well, gapping way down to about 16,959, back up to 17,236. You've got Solana down to 141, Dogecoin 16.9 cents, Shiba Inu Coin 1307, Ethereum 1761, Bitcoin sitting at 93,760 right now. The SPY down to 549, QQQ down to 470, Mullen Auto well on its way to 20 cents. Will probably be to 20 cents by the end of the week now. Sitting at 37 cents after literally, where was it last week? Can't even see it. Go to the hourly chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days ago was sitting at about $1.50. Today, 37 cents. 2 weeks ago, $5. 3 weeks ago, $10. Man, Mullen Auto, what a scam, huh? Gosh, that's crazy. Mullen Auto sitting at 37 cents. Sundial sitting at $1.48. Netflix sitting at $121, man. Netflix just continues to do very well. Tesla sitting at $277, down 5% on the day today. Amazon $181, Apple sitting at $210, and Soxel down to $11.48, 3% loss on the day today. It's actually down much lower, sitting at $10.75, bouncing off those lows, maybe curling back over right now. Coming up to $11.60 and then back down to $11.48, where we are right now. Let's see. Okay, glad to see people here. We keep the deep thinking topics hush. You don't have to keep anything hush, Chris. We're doing good, man. Hello, everybody. Jason Mango, glad to have you. Old Rounder says hey to Jason. Morning, Clay, bro. I'm free. Good morning to you. Double down on SHIB. No, not CIA. Very nice. I added some Shiba Inu coin last week. Maybe the week before. I don't know. Not necessarily doubling down on it, but definitely continuing to dollar cost average into it as I see fit, and doing very well from where I bought in last week or the week before. I forget exactly when it was. So yeah, man, hopefully you are up as well. Overall crypto market today, the stock market's showing some volatility to the downside, trying to bounce back. Crypto doing the same thing. Volatility to the downside, trying to bounce back. The first quarter GDP numbers came in at a 0.3% contraction. So that means the GDP grew by less than, technically contracted, so it didn't grow. 0.3% less than the previous quarter, and it was expected to grow, I believe it, I don't have it up on this one. I get it up on the other Google Chrome. 0.4? Yeah, it was expected to grow by 0.4%, but it contracted by 0.3%. So, pretty stark difference in the GDP growth versus GDP expected growth. What do you think about ACH? Is ACH a stock or crypto? Gotta be a crypto. Is that Alchemy? It is Alchemy. Let's see where this is at. This isn't one that I look at too often. Sitting at 2 cents, $228 million market cap. Make sure you guys can see it, and you can't. All right. Down 6.8% on the day today. It is down on the week, still up on the month, 17% gain on the month, but let's see where we are. Basically stagnant for the last year. All right, this is an interesting one, man. I don't know exactly what they use Alchemy Pay for. $228 million market cap is a very large coin. And just based on the price pattern, I noticed one thing, right? You've got major resistance in this area right here, just above its break even. So anytime it comes above break even, which it has been doing less and less and less over the last couple of years, but you also notice a very interesting, slow, steady, ascending trend line, right? This is a little bit difficult. It doesn't go all the way back. But very similarly to the other graph, you can come out here and you can connect these higher lows that continue to be hit. And the previous graph would have brought you out to a graph looking very similar to this. So with that being said, right, you have your major resistance in this area right here for one reason or another. I don't know too much about Alchemy Pay, but you've got your major resistance in that 5-cent area, right? Likes to wick up, tap this 5-cent, fall down, tap this 5-cent, fall down, tap this 5-cent, fall down, tap this 5-cent, fall down. So to be completely honest with you, if I was just trading the chart, or if I was just investing in the chart, when Alchemy Pay comes back down to this area in here at 2.1, anywhere from 2 to maybe 2.2 cents, okay, you could consider that a pretty decent buy opportunity. I would say when, you know, because it's not guaranteed to happen, so when it bounces back up to 5 cents, I would be very inclined to sell, knowing that that has been a major long-term level of resistance that it has been unable to break out of. So actually, curling back over right now, man, you might have a pretty good buy opportunity if it does decide to decline another maybe 15% or so to get back down to that 2 cent to 2.5 cent area. And then, of course, your major resistance there at 5 cents. But not knowing too much about what they do or anything like that, I don't know why it would rip higher. That's strictly based just on trading that chart right there. I would love to check out a beautiful stock. Been in it since June of last year. Take a look at CVSB. I actually bought more last night. The weekly and the monthly chart looks amazing. CVSB. Let's take a look at CVSB. All right. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy smokes, man. Dude, this looks fake. Well, not yet. Not too bad of a stock graph there. I've actually never seen a stock graph look like this. This is absolutely nothing but slow, steady gains. So for one reason or another, this is an insane bottom left to upper right hand corner graph. Yeah, man, if you want to get into a stock that apparently never loses any money, make sure to check out CVSB. It is the Culvert Ultra Short Investment Grade ETF. Yeah, I would say that's investment grade right there. Nice 10%. What is this? Maybe 5% annual gains. Nothing but going up in value. Probably not a bad opportunity if you want something that only goes up. I didn't think they existed, man, but apparently there are stocks that only go up. Lowered my average on SHIB. Fingers crossed that was the bottom. Swamp, very nice, man. Did you lower today, or did you lower over the last couple of days, or what? Because if it does, if Shiba Inu Coin does end up curling back over, let me try and see if I can. Don't have that graph up. Maybe we could just look at this daily right here. So Shiba Inu Coin has essentially triple bottomed in this area right here, around 1,000 points per coin. It has found extreme resistance in this 1,500 point per coin level of resistance here. It is attempted, unable to break, fell down. Attempted, unable to break, fell down. Now, if it does, bounce back off this area around 1,250 points per coin, which has held up as pretty strong support before, yes, we could have absolutely bottomed out, and we're on our way up right now. But I do believe that it's going to be victim to the overall market. Good news is the overall market is not experiencing extreme fear anymore. The overall market is essentially in neutral territory. So if you come out here and you look at it, says 52 greed on CoinStats, but 52 is essentially, on every other fear and greed index, a neutral level. Between 40 and 60, anything in between there is considered neutral. So right now, 52 neutral territory, which to me means that investors are indecisive. They don't necessarily know if they should be buying. They don't necessarily know if they should be selling. And that's going to lead to some volatility, right? Not necessarily downside pressure, but exactly what we're seeing right now with Bitcoin. If you come take a look at the chart for Bitcoin on the daily, you could see the indecision, right? And we've been in that level of 50 for the last 4 or 5 days. And you can see testing. People don't have the conviction necessary to drive the price up through this resistance level. They don't have the conviction necessary, the fear necessary to drive it back down below this level of support. So we're stuck between a very tight level of support and resistance between essentially $95,000 and $93,000. I am hoping for a bust or breakout to the upside as opposed to a breakout down to the downside. But if we do get that breakdown, I would imagine Shiba Inu Coin does follow along. I think it's going to be very difficult for SHIB to kind of buck the trend of the overall market and go up if Bitcoin is going down. But I think we've had a very, very nice stretch of about 2 to 3 weeks here, and I believe that it will continue on. We just need to break through this little level of resistance to get that confidence restored and gains coming back into the market. So right now at 93,600, investors are sitting here wondering, should we buy, should we sell, what should we do with our Bitcoin? And it's kind of, I guess, trickling down into a lot of the other altcoins, with Solana being down to 141, Dogecoin 16.9 cents, SHIB at 1,300 points per coin, and Ethereum at 17.59 right now. Ethereum needs to get back up above $3,000, and we're going to be in some pretty good territory. So that's what we're watching at the moment, and we do hope that it turns out to be very positive. Let's see. This is definitely not the price action I wanted to see on Bitcoin. The setup on the 3-day chart isn't good, but there's still a number of days to turn this around. Old rounder. Yeah, man, I think a lot of the price action we're seeing today is a combination of resistance at 95 being hit, plus the unexpected decline in GDP. If you're into options, NVAX is about to take off. Really? Interesting. Huh. Why? I don't disagree that it could. This is a wild graph, though. I mean, it is at extreme long-term support. It is consolidated, very similar to the past periods of consolidation before ripping higher. So the question is, why would it rip higher? Wow. Very, very expensive spread. Utterly insane spread, actually. Why would it be moving higher? I mean, it very well could. It would follow historical patterns, but I don't know why. What would drive it? Swamp SHIB should get to 0003 bull run. Swamp SHIB? Oh, you're responding to the guy named Swamp. Gotcha. That CVSB chart is crazy, but could it crash hard when it rolls over? Yeah, old rounder. I've never seen a chart like that. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know what they do. But yeah, I've never seen a chart like that. So, I have no idea. ETF major assets, your U.S. Treasury notes, then the rest on very strong banks. Gotcha. All right, so they're essentially making their 5% annualized return by investing in Treasury bonds and secure banks. So if there's a banking crisis, maybe, but it seems like it's going to be pretty good this morning. All right, Swamp, man, very good. You've got a nice bounce then already on Shiba Inu Coin. Looking pretty good there, and hopefully it continues up. Let's see. Well, I had some friends help me with my crypto token. I have a very nice website. I'm on Dex Screener right now. My market cap was 65. Brian, 65, dude. Your market, that's a 10x increase. Your market cap was like 6,000. Oh, here you go, I think. Yeah, man, you had a pretty nice run there. Hopefully, it's able to go back up. You got it looks like you got 20 holders at the moment. Had $170 in volume over the last 24 hours. And it is came down. Yeah, sitting back down a little bit right now. I did find it out on Dex Tools. Would not take much, and I don't understand how market cap is only 2,000 when you've got more in the liquidity pool than 2,000. That's strange to me, but yeah, you had a couple guys. $800 in volume on this day, $1,200 in volume on this day. Hopefully, you get some pretty nice buys come in there, man, and hopefully that token goes back up, because even if you can just go back up to where you were last week, you're going to be sitting on 3x gains, man. It's 200%. So hopefully you can hit that, and hopefully your token goes back up. Very, very cheap token right now, man. So if anybody jumps in that, they can be sitting on some very nice, very quick gains. Let's see. Morning to you, Nick F. Glad to have you in here, man. Gen G's in the house. Good morning to you, Gen G. We've got, came back down, yes, gotta go. We're gonna run a wood chipper today. I gotta put earplugs in tomorrow, everyone. Chris, be safe, man. Be safe. Those wood chippers, dangerous stuff. Just checked my public account. I totally forgot about the Netflix shares I bought about 3 years ago. Pleasant surprise. Yeah, I would imagine that would be a very pleasant surprise. 3 years ago, Netflix probably would have been about $100 per share. Now, it is 10 times higher at $1,100 per share. Let's see where we're at. See if I'm right on that graph. Netflix. Daily. 2022. Yep. About $100 per share. Very nice. Nearly 10x increasing. Nothing but gains. Buying at the absolute bottom. $1,100 per share. Very, very nice, Tim. Yeah, I could imagine anybody that would have bought Netflix 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I think, was when Russia started all the nonsense with Ukraine and Netflix pulled out of Russia and it had that huge decline, that huge gap down. I think that was in February. Yeah, that might have been in this area right here. Maybe this area. I'm not sure. But yeah, dude, if you would have bought those 3 years ago, you're in a very good place right now, especially after Netflix going from $700. Hopefully you didn't buy them 3.5 years ago. But 4 years ago. Very nice gains since then. My goodness. Dude, if you would have bought Netflix on the golden cross right here, when the 50-day moving average came above the 200-day moving average, you would have bought in at 285, you would have 5 extra money. Has never crossed back down below. That's when moving average trading actually works out. 5x gains aren't bad at all. Man. Dang, Tim doing pretty good on his Publix account. Let's see. Oh, before I go, got news on Block Tag. Let's hear it, man. I haven't heard anything on Block Tag yet. We still doing 600% bonuses. I picked it up about 200. Very nice, Tim. Very nice. And on essentially 5x gains, man. 98.9% of the supply held by one wallet. Oh, you guys can't even see it. I'm over here clicking. Yeah, but that wallet is the liquidity pool. That's the pump fund liquidity pool. So the first holder has $17 worth. So this pump fund, oh crap, I forget what AMM stands for. That's the liquidity pool. So that's no different than like Pancake Swap or Radium or Uniswap or whatever. So that's, to me, that's not bad. That just means that nobody's bought the token. You could go out there and buy it out of the liquidity pool, and you're going to see some very nice gains. Top wallet, this guy right here has $17 worth. This guy's got $9 worth, $1.85 worth, $1.30 worth. So somebody probably had a decent amount. I mean, not a huge amount, but they probably transferred a lot back to the liquidity pool there. 115 bucks. That would have been a big move. This QBEU throwing 115 bucks back into the liquidity pool. Yeah, he bought $109 worth. And then sold $115 worth. Which is a lot, right? It's a huge amount considering top holder has 17 bucks. Keep marketing it, Brian. If you're serious about a token, man, you know, 20 holders. I know you can get more than 20 holders. And dude, I mean, it'll be very, very easy for the price to go up if you get some I mean, the top 10 guy has 5 cents, man. Yeah. Keep marketing, Brian. No, yesterday I launched a new team. That was the one that went to 65. The token is called just a disabled guy. Oh, you get a new token now. I didn't know you had a new token, man. I didn't know you had a new token. I was still looking at B-Man, huh? What's the contract address for this new one you got? Let me know. New question. Am I seeing Shiba Inu Coin follow Bitcoin trending similar on 4-screen view? In theory, I'm trying to follow them like the stock market. RS, I don't know necessarily what you mean. But yes, you are watching Shiba Inu Coin. Oh, so I think you mean this, right? This right here. Yeah. On my 4-screen view right here. Are you seeing Shiba Inu Coin follow Bitcoin? 100%, man. 100%. You can barely tell a difference in Shiba Inu Coin and Bitcoin. If I click on Ethereum, you can barely tell a difference between Ethereum, Shiba Inu Coin, and Bitcoin. If I trade it to Dogecoin, you can barely tell a difference. For Solana, you can barely tell a difference. Now, I myself also wonder, right? How in the world do these different blockchains trade so similarly? Now, I can understand why Bitcoin, or why Shiba Inu Coin and Ethereum would trade similarly, because Shiba Inu Coin is an Ethereum token. So, understanding that for a second, if Shiba Inu Coin didn't have any trades at all, okay, the way that these liquidity pools work is that Shiba Inu Coin is denominated in Ethereum, okay? It is built on the Ethereum blockchain. So if nobody traded Shiba Inu Coin, the amount of money, the dollar value of the Ethereum in the liquidity pool rises. Therefore, the price of Shiba Inu Coin rises as well. So I can definitely understand the correlation there. Now, of course, people can go out and just trade SHIB separately than they trade their Ethereum. So it can become slightly detached. It's a different concept, right? When you're starting to wonder why Ethereum looks exactly like Solana, or why Bitcoin looks exactly like Ethereum. These are different blockchains. And it is very, very difficult for me to, I guess, quantify it or justify it. So the best that I have come up with, other than the sense that, they all follow each other and just, it is what it is that Bitcoin is so much bigger than any of these other tokens. You're talking dramatically larger than any of these other cryptocurrencies. If you come out and you look at the size of Bitcoin compared to, Solana, Bitcoin is a $1.8 trillion asset. Solana is $73 billion. Now, there's a stark difference between these. So, the way that I try to justify it to myself is Bitcoin is like the sun. It is so big that it's got gravitational pull. So, if Bitcoin goes up, it inspires buying. It inspires buying across the board. Now, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin going up, 0.60% has to result in everything else going up 0.60%. Bitcoin's up 0.07% over the last hour. Solana's up a little bit more. Dogecoin's up a little bit less. Like, you get it. It doesn't have to be one for one. But because it's so big, it's got its gravitational pull. When it goes up, the market gets inspired and the market buys. When Bitcoin goes down, the market gets discouraged and the market sells. So, yes, you are noticing that these charts are acting almost identical, and that is correct. They are very, very similar. but it does not mean that they have to be, okay? So don't think that if you watch Bitcoin rise, something is guaranteed to rise. It probably will, but it doesn't have to be. And typically, when you enter extreme greed or extreme fear, things become detached and like far exacerbated. So for example, when we're in an extremely fearful situation, Bitcoin might fall 5%, but a meme coin might fall 50% because people are panicking in extreme fear. When we are in extreme greed, Bitcoin might rise 5%, but you're going to have a meme coin, rise 150% because the extreme greed causes that detachment. So, yes, you are noticing that. It is correct to notice that, but don't think that it has to be that and will always be that. Things do detach. I'm going to ask a hypothetical. If a small potato farm started an artisan potato chip and vodka business, would anyone be interested? I'm going to answer a hypothetical. Yeah, there's always people interested in opportunity, Tim. No, yesterday launched a new token. Oh, called Just a Disabled Guy. What's the contract address, Brian? I'll try to look it up, man. Okay, so the BlockTech news is that the pre-sale will be coming to a close. The price is at 0.19 cents. I thought it was at 1.9 cents. I thought it was at 1.9. I thought it was at like 2 cents already. Anyway, I love it, man. I love making money as we speak. Hello, Clay. Chill guy. I made a really nice move since the last time I've been on your live. Adrian, let's see where it's at. I think it's on the first page here. There it is. Not the 1 year, we went the 1 month. Oh, yeah, dude. I don't remember the last time you were in here. But, yeah, moving from 1.9 cents to 4 cents is not a... Oh, you can't see it, darn it. I keep forgetting to click on this. Moving from 1.9 cents to 4 cents is not a bad move at all, man. So, hopefully you were in on it, and hopefully you made some money on it as well. Let's see. Then look at the website. It's cool. Yeah, no, I will, Brian. I just don't know if I can find it, right? Just a disabled guy. Yeah, man, I'll probably need the contract address for me to even pull it up. I don't know if I can find it there. Man, Mother actually starting to bounce back. I was getting a little worried, but it might turn green on the day today, which is a pretty good sign. So, right at break even right now. You got yourself a doji. This goes on its next leg back to the upside. That'll be very good for Mother. Maybe everything will turn back green. We want gains. We want gains. See, now we got her back, guys. Now we got her back. Before, Gen G was all about insurance, schminsurance. If you guys make all those gains, you're going to have to pay all your money in taxes. We want gains, but we want rational. We want logical. We want to be responsible. We lost her for a minute. But then she came back. Back and better than ever. Gen G wants gains, and so do I. We want so much gains that we don't have to worry about all of the nonsense of insurance and taxes and all of these responsibilities that Gen G once dwelled in. No. We don't just want vacation on a little cottage in a cabin by the lake. We want to own the lake. Ooh. Gen G, we do want gains. She came back, ladies and gentlemen. She's ready for those gains, and so am I. J-Bones, I don't know how you find this stuff, man. This dude is on it. Oh, man. Somebody sold off over the last day, huh, Brian? Brian, why they got to do this to you, man? Dude, you actually got 103 holders. Not bad. Let's see. Yeah, Brian. Okay. So you had it on Pump Fun. You were able to very quickly run it up. It launched on Pump Fun. You met your goal. So launched on Radium. And then somebody came out, man. $10,000 in volume is quite a bit of volume, man. Brian, I do wanna. I do. What time was this? What is 1935? What is it right now? 12:50. So that is correct. 1935 is 7:35 p.m. last night, right? Let's see this. JB4. I need a new icon. Holy crap. 46 months of bro. JB, I am Clay, bro. Well, according to all the AI, you are Clay, bro, man. Thank you very much for keeping that green name. 46 months. Thank you very much for being Clay, bro. It's not easy, man. It is not easy, but I am glad that somebody is there to do it. Okay, 7 p.m. Let's make sure that nobody... Let's make sure nobody's rugging Brian here, though, man. I do want to make sure nobody's rugging Brian. 7 p.m. is 12, let's call it 13 hours to midnight last night. Another 7, 5, about 18 hours ago, right? And then they probably buried it in 5 transactions. This guy. 1,500 bucks. Yeah. QBEU. This is the same guy that owns your number 1 on Brian. Brian, this is probably your wallet right here. All right. CSVM dumps $789 on you. GQN dump $1,500 on you. He dumped $1,500 on you, and then he went to the casino. Oh dear God, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. This almost might be a bot. This has got way too many trades. I don't know. Just watch out for this wallet, Brian. That's all I gotta say, man. I guess I'm right here. 17 hours ago. with your 5 Solana. Brian, that's the only thing that I would watch out for, man. That if that guy, you know, is buying in here, and then if he's buying a couple bucks worth of your token, then dumping $1,500 on you, just be careful. So, watch that wallet, man. Because any new token that is going to be created, any new token you make, if all of a sudden you come out and then you have a huge red candle, people are going to lose confidence very quickly, especially when that red candle is an 80% decline. It's going to be very difficult to come back. So just make sure that, you know, that one wallet that we just looked at to dump $1,500 on you is not out there, you know, taking your $1,500 or something. All right, I'll try to look at it after the live stream. Brian, YouTube's not letting me post a link. No, I get it. YouTube doesn't allow links sometimes. So, he says, congrats, Clay Bro. Thank you. Yeah, JB is Clay Bro. XRP is going to take a big hit tomorrow. How bad is the hit going to be? So what? They unlock $1 billion XRP or $1 billion worth of XRP or something. Hey, man, just because it's becoming unlocked, right, doesn't mean that people have to sell off of it. So, keep an eye on it. If it takes a hit, I don't know how big it's going to be, but I know that... crap. Now, I don't know if it was Oscar Ramos or... No, maybe it was Zach Humphreys. I don't know. One of them was talking about it. They think it's going sub 2 tomorrow. Or today, whenever the unlock is. So, I have no idea. It's obviously if they lose $1 billion, with $1 billion worth being unlocked, or if it's $1 billion XRP, man, if it all hits the market, yeah, it's gonna be a very hard hit, probably back down to $1. Check out who's the top holder of Molecule. Troy, is it just called Molecule, man? I'll look it up. Let's see. Did one more buy. 1 billion SHIB even. Swamp, man. Very nice. Waiting for the next leg up for Chill Guy to break resistance at a $50 million market cap and will rally to $100 million. Yeah, Adrian, it very well could, man. I don't know where all of the resistance lines are and stuff. I'm not 100% familiar with Chill Guy's chart and all of that. But, yeah, dude, very, very easy to break these resistance levels and run. Hopefully, people did not give up on it, right? Because a lot of times you see a major loss like this, and if people give up, okay. If people did not give up, yeah, dude, it can absolutely recover. It can recover all the way back up to 40 cents, and you get 10x from here. So hopefully it does, dude. Hopefully you get some very nice gains and a very nice run up there. Oh, yeah, it's my bad, Clay. You were correct. The current price is 262, but you can buy it, with that 6x, 600% gain or whatever. Yeah, man, that's not bad at all. So you could sit there and almost 10x your money buying in right now. Alien Headband. I hope to make a decent amount of money with the block tag that I got. And I don't know exactly when they're going to launch, but I also have no problem selling on launch day and then buying back in after all the volatility and after the settle down. If XRP takes a hit, it could be a good buying opportunity. Yeah, Joseph, I think a lot of people are using it as a buying opportunity, at least from the stuff I've been reading on X, right? I actually never know if everybody is, when they say they're buying, I don't know if they're buying or not. So if they do, and I don't know how much they're buying, right? If somebody goes out with $20 and they buy, okay, great, they bought it with $20, but what's that going to do? Especially for a token that's worth $100 billion like XRP. So hopefully people do use it as a buying opportunity if it does come down. But if you believe it's going to come down, man, sell now and just buy back in tomorrow. Don't ride it back down. What would you ride it back down for? Where to buy coin? Geo, are you talking about Brian's coin on the screen? Just the disabled guy? I think the only place you can buy that right now is on Pump Fun. I think the only place you can buy it is on Pump Fund, man. The only liquidity pool is Pump Swap here on Pump Fund. And the liquidity pool owns the whole thing. The liquidity pool's got 98%. Okay, somebody else just went out and bought it. So, what? Can we just look at this? Or was that for the other token that I was on that whole time? Was that this token that we were just looking at, or was that Brian's other token that we were just looking at? Top guy in this one has $229 worth. The liquidity pool still got 63% in it. Huh. I don't even know what I was looking at, man. Very strange. Probably not right now. But I do think that if BlockDAG goes down in value, it'll be much better essentially to just accumulate and to buy than it would be to mine. It makes a lot of sense to mine it. You know, when you're making $1 or $2 a day from your phone, if the price is sitting at that 5-cent level. But I expect a lot of people to sell because they have such large gains on launch day. I expect a lot of people to sell. So I would rather, you know, sell them than just accumulate as opposed to mining. Let's see. He's an active community on X. Well, Adrian, then you're probably doing pretty good with just the chill guy. That Giovanni, I do not know how often they unlock XRP. Joseph, hopefully that answered your question. I think that mining BlockDAG is going to be a very good idea if BlockDAG maintains those 5 to 10 cent areas. Because when you make, you use your phone, you can make $1, $2, $3 a day. Not bad. But if it has a major sell-off, in my opinion, why use your phone to mine like a penny a day? Just go buy $1 worth and you got $100 worth of mining. 100 days worth of mining in that situation. So, it depends on the price, man. It depends on the price. It would be, to me, no different than mining any other cryptocurrency. Below a certain level, it just makes sense to buy it as opposed to mine it. It's full-time job or hobby. Either way, thanks for the vids. Not CIA. So, yeah, I don't have a job, right? I think it's kind of both a job and a hobby mixed in one, right? So if you're asking, like, if I go clock in somewhere, no, I don't go clock in anywhere. It is 1 o'clock. Guys, get your names in the chat right now. We'll do some shout outs. We will be back with videos all day long today. A little cooler outside, only 55 degrees today, but it is sunny. It is beautiful out. Let's do these shout outs. We'll be back with videos. I beg you guys, watch them. Not CIA. Please watch all the videos. This is actually lowest amount of revenue, right? No, lowest amount of revenue since I started YouTube, essentially since the beginning of 2021. So don't be afraid to let your tablets play the videos. Leave it up on your desktop, all that good stuff. But nonetheless, man, have a great day. Thank you guys for all the support. Appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to Gio, Brian. Have a great one. Joseph, see you later. Giovanni, Adrian, Giovanni. Aiton, Yahoo. See you later, man. Joseph, Geo, not CIA. Joseph, Jibbones, baby. Have a great one. Gen G, thank you very much for being in here. Old Rounder, Joseph, Jason, SD, Geo, RS, Giovanni, Adrian, SD, Joseph, J-Bones. All of you guys, you know what time it is. You want to say it with me? Say it with me. Till the next time. Hope to each and every one of you have an awesome day.